Game analysis, how to analyze and break down a game. Hi, we are the Ardent Maidens, an all-female robotics team from Apple Valley, and we are going into our 8th season. We have been using a game analysis in some form in almost all of our season. We do it at the beginning of the season, and it helps with goal setting for the season.
What is it? A game analysis is a way to break down a game and help better understand the game. We typically split this up into two parts. Part 1, which is the actual game analysis. We go through the different point systems that are assigned to different tasks throughout the game and assign what is the most amount of points for the lowest amount of difficulty. The second is the priority list, which is based off the game analysis. We find what we personally want to do and what we think is the best game plan from there and set up what is the highest priority and the lowest priority. How to use it. We typically use the game analysis in our design process. At the beginning of each brainstorming session, we usually define our main problem and how we're going to overcome this. A better understanding of the game leads us to have better solutions and they work together more efficiently. We also tend to use it in our notebook and portfolio. It can show you the different changes we've gone throughout the year, different strategies we've been using, and different iterations. It's really beneficial to look back on it when redesigning to see what you've already done and what you could change and improve upon. It is also a really good example of using the design process as you are brainstorming, reiterating, looking back on your notes, and making those changes. Pros and cons of using a game analysis sheet. 1, it gives you something to work towards. It sends up a really good finish line of what you want to accomplish this season. It's also really good for setting up a jumping off point. You can select from all of the things you've set up one very specific task and then fully flesh out an idea from there. This is also very helpful for assigning people tasks to complete. You can choose a section to work on and then have them brainstorm around there. This also allows for a better understanding of the game, different viewpoints on the game, and it can help you optimize points. Using a game analysis sheet also allows for flexibility within your design due to the amount of pinpointing you're doing. Some cons about using a game analysis sheet is 1, if you're assigning designs to specific people, make sure that your design goes together in the end. Otherwise, you'll just have separate parts, but not a whole thing. It also takes a decent amount of time to do because you have to read the game manual and you also have to fill out the chart, which typically takes us 1 to 2 meetings. This also can create a little bit of conflict within the team depending on what direction your team wants to go in, and they may have different ideas for that.
So now we're going to look at some examples of game analysis. We're going to look at 2 from the Iron Maiden's past 2 seasons. The first one is from 2021, which was the Ultimate Goal game, and the second one was from the 2019 season, which was the Skystone game. Even though these both have the same basic concept, they are flexible with the different games, and you'll see that between these 2 examples. We always like to keep this flexible and open for both our team goals and what the game is that season, because not all games fit into the same game analysis. For the 2020-2021 game analysis, which was again the Ultimate Goal game, we first started by reading the game manual, like we do every season. From the game manual, we picked on which ways we could score per section of the game. So we looked at autonomous, and we said, what can we do to score in there? And from that, we got wobble goal delivery to a target zone, power shots, high goal, mid goal, launch line parking, and then low goal. After we do that, we come over to column C here, and we say how many points can we score per each time we do this. So for the wobble goal delivery to a target zone, it was 15 points if we did that. Then we said how many times can we repeat it within the time frame. And we said we could repeat it 2 times, and then it looks like we added 1 to this season, which sometimes we do just to get the numbers to be a little more nice to work with at the end. After that, we said we multiplied it together to get the total points. which in this case, this first line here was 45. After that, we went back to column B, which is risk of penalty, and we said how likely is it that we're going to get a penalty from doing this. So the wobble goal delivery to a target zone, we said it was very unlikely, so we felt like, okay, we could probably do this without getting a penalty. After that, we add the risk of penalty to the total points to get the final score, and from that final score, we rank the E's in the G column. This season, we also added our priority list, which helped rank this even more because we had a little trouble figuring out what direction we wanted to go after we did the game analysis. So up at the top here is stuff we needed, which was the moving, picking up rings, holding rings, launching, holding rings 2, and holding 3 rings. So how this is organized is we have, like, launching is a section. And then from that, we have a modifier 1, which for launching was on the line. And then high goal would be modifier 2. And we just kind of did that for every single action you could possibly do in the games. And ended up ranking them by their priority. By first, if we needed them, wanted them, dreamed them, or thought we should not do them at all. And then from the need and want, we ranked them for priority list to see what we needed to get started on first. Now we're going to look at the game analysis from the 2019 season, which was the Skystone game. As you can see, it's a lot more simplified than the one we just looked at, and the priority list is combined into this one. So first off, like always, we went through the game manual and figured out which scoring types there were. And you can see them on both off to the sides here. Along with this, we also broke it down by autonomous, driver controlled, and in-game, just like at the last game analysis. So in autonomous for this one, we have delivering stones, sky stones, delivering stones, which was different in this game, repositioning, placing, and navigating. After we did that, we did our points, which for delivering sky stones was 10, and the opportunities to do it per round, which in this case was 2. Then we multiplied those together to get 20, and for this one, the ease is a little different. Instead of ranking the ease in its own section, we had a chart somewhere else where it said 1 was easy, 2 was a little harder, 3 was a little harder, all the way up to 5, which was the hardest. And from that, we placed the numbers where we thought were appropriate. Now this will change with team, with skill level, and this is what our team felt at the time. After we put the ease in, we did our priority, which was a ranking this time. So one big difference from this one is we don't have the combined points from the penalties to the total points, because we just didn't feel like it was necessary this season. Another thing you'll see is that we had the 60x here, which means we had 60 opportunities to score points, but we knew we weren't going to get that 60, which is more of a deal when you're working with alliances, where the 2020 game analysis, of course, was during COVID, and we did not have alliance partners to split the tasks with. Part of what we came up with for this game and our game strategy for the 2019 season was to only be a delivery bot to bring bricks across the line as fast as possible, and the game analysis helped us almost like discover that strategy. Another thing to point out is that the priority list is combined with this one, and for down here, where in the end game where it's not in the priority list, that's because we did it on a whiteboard and never transferred it into the spreadsheet. Both of these examples are similar yet different in a few important ways, and this was basically because we had different goals for each season, and the game was so drastically different in each season, where one was with a team and an alliance, and then the other one was, of course, during COVID, where we had to do everything ourselves. Game analysis is a great way to break down a game and make sure you know all the components, and also look into different strategies for each game. Both of these examples will be put on our website, which we'll link to at the end of this presentation.
Thanks for watching.